T2UC coaching, knowledge is love, episode 11. It's not heaven. I want you to know I'm coming like Burt by 11. Curveball, cause my Knicks just lost. But don't you understand that I'm par for the course? Time to talk astrology, let's discuss Chiron. The wounded healer, you know you got it going on. A broken arm, maybe a broken heart, or maybe a broken brain. And maintain freestyle, you see, it's coming from the E. Tailored to your coaching or big three astrology. Venus is just trine and Jupiter, don't you understand? Maybe it's like Qbert, yo. Old video games, and maybe I could break it down and give you my name. It's the E-R-I-C, talking about Pisces Moon, and I do it naturally, plus your questions and the answers, the private answer. Don't you understand? In the sky, the romancer. Right now, the ascendant is Sagittarius. Understand, you know it's kind of vicarious. Maybe the music lives through me, so I'm coving over here, freestyling be hip-hop astrology, that's who the kid be, sliding in, don't you understand, with the poetry, the crazy ill track from my boy Abraham. Forget the flim-flam, I'm more like Superman. Point taken, never faking, don't you understand, not the assalamu alaikum, don't eat the bacon, I don't swine, my mind's refined and I'm nice with mine, let's go. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Eric Taylor, Taylor to You Coaching. Instead of playing some of my old songs, I figured I'd start off the show with a little freestyle flow and have some fun. My neck's just lost. Oh, God. I was going to come on at 10 o'clock and I said 10:10 because my neck's. Congratulations to the Atlanta Hawks and the Philadelphia 76ers. They're playing the next round. Brooklyn, Milwaukee. We're still waiting to see what happens in the West. Right? Yeah, sorry. I'm half Cro-Magnon man. Your boy loves sports. How y'all doing? Episode 11, Knowledge is Love. Let's jump into it. Yes, we're going to get to Pisces Moon today. Your questions and answers. Mercury in retrograde has been killing me for my clients. You know, I still got computer issues, but I think I'll be ready to rock Thursday. I think everything's going to be good. I mean, look, even Apple is not really known. The iCloud is a mess, and I got so many videos, but that's because I do so much work for y'all. For real. Okay. So like always, you know, I'm here. My young sidekick is here rocking with us. You know, he's had his fix of video games. So, you know, he's ready to hang with Pops for a minute. Okay. And Chiron, the wounded healer. I could get into the whole Greek mythology, the centaur and this and that. But the main thing you need to understand. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Temptress.
Okay, how come you're not coming over here? What are you doing over there?
Because I couldn't see it over there.
Oh, because of the light?
Yeah, it's fine though.
Okay, you sure? Nah, yeah. I could always switch the light. But anyway, so hey Temptress, what's up? Hope everybody's doing good.
She said good evening.
Good evening. Well, good evening to you, Miss Temptress. Hello. Hope you're doing well. So Chiron, the wounded healer, and Temptress, you could write down your Chiron if you know it in your birth chart. When the zodiac wheel, it's the K, like I put in the little graphic, you know, on YouTube, if you saw it, previewing the show, it's the K, like above the circle. So it's emotional, physical, or spiritual wound that can really happen between birth and 18 months or at the age of your degree. So if it's Chiron in Pisces in the 5th house or Chiron in Aries or Taurus in the 5th house, it could be 11, which could be 11 years old. It could be 21 degrees, which could be 21 years old, or 3. I've seen it play out like sometimes 24 degrees. It could be something that happened when you were 6, or it could be 24. So it really just depends. But the conversation will be based around the house and the sign, right? So if it happened in the 4th house, it was something at home, something about your emotional mind state, something through your mother. And sometimes it can be double wounds because a lot of the wounds are sort of in the beginning through early birth, feeling sort of this energy, it's the energy antenna. So it's also sensitivities around not being wanted, being rejected, parents fighting, divorce, argument. Like there's just so much stuff. And unfortunately, you can actually see mental abuse. You can see physical abuse, sexual abuse, disease, all different types of issues wrapped around Chiron. And it could just be teasing, bullying. You could see it in the 11th house with friends, and the 5th house and 3rd house with elementary school. You know, the 5th house is more high school through college. 4th house is sort of middle school, but it's all through the roots and ancestors, you know? So we'll talk about that tonight. And you know, guys or whatever. Hey, who's that one? Okay.
Ladies here. And
Lady Menza?
Yeah. Temptress said 3rd house Cancer, also Sun.
3rd house Cancer, also Sun. Okay, is that also for your Chiron? How you doing, Lady Menza? Email me back. Let me know if you want to do the regular chart, the business. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to rock with you. And then, you know, right now, the Pisces Moon. So I did the chart for this live, right, at 10:10 and 7:10 on the West Coast. It's a Sagittarius ascendant. And, you know, the moon is in Pisces. So it's around 21 degrees right now. So we're going to talk about the Pisces Moon. You know, Prince, Michael Jackson, Kanye West, Kim Kardashian, a lot of people with that Pisces Moon. It's, and Mom Dukes, my mom's got it. It's a very deep, intuitive, creative, imaginative moon. Compassionate, empathetic, right? And then let's talk about, so Venus, like Linus. Venus is trining Jupiter, right? Venus just entered Cancer at 0 degrees. Jupiter is in Pisces at 1 degrees. It's only going to go up to 2, and then it will retrograde back on the 28th of July. Okay, and then it'll go back, you know, be in Aquarius to, I think, December 29th. And then most of 2022, you'll have Jupiter in Pisces. So this is like a little sneak preview. You know, Mercury's been in retrograde to June 22nd. We got the eclipse coming June 10th. Have you guys seen what's going on in the world? I mean, there's a lot, right? We had the whole thing the day of the lunar eclipse, right, in San Jose. We're having the takeover, not really elections in Israel with the whole 3 different parties, and it's got to be approved, and Bennett will be the leader. I mean, then you've got, there's stuff happening in, I don't know. I don't even get on to the politics, but right now we're in the in-between stage that is very karmic and fated of the lunar and solar eclipse. Then you got the Mercury in retrograde. Then Saturn's getting ready to go in retrograde. Pluto's in retrograde. You know what I mean? So we'll have 3 retrograde planets, but this Venus trine Jupiter energy. I can't talk tonight a little bit. Maybe I need some bebo agua. But hey, how you doing? Who else just came in? Who's that? How many we got in there now?
We have 5. Lady Mensa said, I have Chiron and Gemini in the 11th house, Capricorn, North Node, and Taurus.
That doesn't make sense. Capricorn, North Node, and Taurus.
Oh, wait, no. In the 11th house, conjunct North Node and Taurus.
Oh. So the Chiron's in where? The 3rd house?
I have Chiron and Gemini.
So Chiron in
the 11th house.
In the 11th house. Chiron in the 11th house. Okay, so you're the Leo ascendant. Yeah, so that's really about wounds around your friends, groups, organizations, social network. You know, if I do your chart reading, we can get deeper into that. But yeah, that's, you know, a lot of that can really be about, could be a childhood. I'd have to see the degree. It could be adult, but it's more about the 11th house supports the 10th house, right? Okay, so this is how you are in public with people that help you fulfill your hopes, goals, and wishes in terms of like social professional network. The 3rd house is more like your neighborhood friends, social media, community. The 11th house is the internet, you know? And so I don't know if you had issues on the internet, you had issues with friends, you know, things with like friends from work, groups or social or networks you join, organizations, you know, could be a lot of that. But so Venus trine Jupiter, and we're talking about Venus in Cancer, which is a very loving, sometimes it could be smothering energy, right? Because, you know, Cancer, it's the mother and the emotions and sensitivities and very intuitive. And Venus is not as deep as the moon. It's love, like your love language, But when you're dealing with a Cancer, it's like, oh, baby, make sure you put on your winter coat. And do you want some more food? You need a second plate. Oh, you're looking skinny. You got to eat. It's, so think about that in a relationship. That's not sexy. Okay. Excuse me. I got this thing hanging, driving me crazy. You'll see my hair. Got my locks retwisted today. Your boy's hair is growing like crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's growing like crazy. And it's funny. So back in the days when I used to do television, film, and acting, and the print modeling was down to my belly button. I don't know if I ever get there again or if I even want to, but I'm definitely, letting it grow and stuff, which is fun, Just know that Jupiter in Pisces, it's so expanding the spirituality, the creativity, the imagination, even biology, nature. This is a good time to visit people's homes. It's kind of funny though, right? Because we're in all this Gemini energy, and then you've got this trine. So it's like everybody wants to get out and blah, 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 right? They've been locked down for a year and a half, and they just want to go out, blah, 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 so it can create a lot of arguments too. Okay. And it could create, so Mercury retrograde is going to bring up, like maybe someone you used to date a year and a half ago, and then you catch up and you're just like, oh, I grew during the pandemic and you didn't, and I can't F at you. You know what I mean? So it's really a funny energy we're at right now. Because think about it. We've got this positive energy, Venus, trine, Jupiter. We've got Mercury in Gemini, which is good, but because it's in retrograde, you have to kind of like redo, rethink, re-rinse, reanalyze, like be mindful, relook. Like I put up some post today on Facebook, and I do the talking text because your boy's blind as a bat. And sometimes I got to go back and check and edit because it doesn't say what you mean it to say, and then wifey's like, oh, you better make sure you read your stuff, and I know I need to, the real question is ask me if I give a F. Right. But, I don't want people thinking that, I don't know how to speak or write. But most of the people that know me on Facebook, they know, and if people are going to judge you for typos on Facebook or social media, it's like, come on. Makes me think of Flo, kiss my grits, but don't really care. Because I'm the type of person like, especially, Facebook. I mean, I have like 1,500 friends on Facebook, I know them from somewhere, whether it was high school, college, this, that, whatever. And it's like, people know I'm intelligent. And if you don't, then if they come at me, I'm a clap back. They'll get the intelligent heat. They'll get the Mars and Virgo then. So, and the Mercury and Virgo. So, but yes, I do have to watch the typos, but this is, and all the computer issues are having this Mercury in retrograde. So you guys have to, let me know how you've been dealing with that. But so just back to the Venus trine Jupiter is very much about wanting to share some of your new beliefs, your new philosophies as you start to May 31st. July 4th, right? We start to socialize, barbecues, summers, outdoors, beach, and just be mindful and be careful, especially with this sort of fated karmic energy with the solar eclipse coming on June 10th. It can be extremely positive, but it can get a little combative. Okay. So be mindful of that, and then the Saturn retrograding in Aquarius. Lilith is still in Taurus. We still got the North Node in Gemini. But I do think overall we're rocking through summer till July 28th. And, with the Jupiter and Pisces, it's just very optimistic, positive energy. This is go to the beach and picnic with the family, cookout and barbecues. This is all of that energy. Just make sure you're safe and careful, whether you do this or do that or do this or do that or whatever it is you're doing. Still, just know they don't really know. And what Mike say, they don't really care about us. So just be mindful and safe. You take care of your own stuff. So like Chiron, right? And you talk about medical astrology, right? We're all born with a wound. It just depends on when it happens. You know, you might be in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, even your 50s, and you might meet some people that they've never really been to a funeral. They don't have family members that have died, you know? I mean, usually by the time you get to 50, somebody's in your family has died or whatever, you know, whether it's been a grandparent, but you know what I mean? Like sometimes there's a lot, I can remember like meeting certain people like, oh no, I've never had anybody close to me die or whatever. And not to say that's the only wound that you get in life, but those can be big wounds that can show up in your birth chart. And then it's so deep, right? Because it's the map of your life. And then it makes you be like, wait a minute, it's at 29 degrees. You know, it's like, how did the snapshot of my life kind of already know when I would get this wound in the future, right? It's kind of crazy how it's fated like that. And it doesn't mean that free will doesn't play a part in it, but it does make you question the whole system and matrix we're in terms of like, okay, if you've never seen the movie with Gwyneth Paltrow, she's really nice. I did a movie with her and worked at Sliding Doors. Watch that movie. Very deep. Early 2000s, late 90s. Yeah, late 90s. Between 97 and 2000. I worked on the Royal Tenenbaums with her. And your boy Wes Anderson jerked me or whatever from residuals, but that's okay. Gwyneth was like, hi, my name is Gwyneth. Nice to meet you. I was like, hi, Gwyneth. My name is Eric. It's a pleasure. Very sweet lady, very sweet. I was like, go ahead, Gwyneth, you know. Oh man, we did some crazy scenes and he cut it out of the movie. We did a whole wedding and I was in this band, Desmond Manchester III. It's a little flashback scene if you guys know the movie and watch it. And so she married, it was like 2-3 guys in the band. So I was one of the guys. And the wedding, we had fire and tiki torches and freaking goats. We did this album cover and she's like posing like this in a string bikini and I'm like standing, you know, like squatting down like this, right, you know, in front of her and stuff. Just all this stuff. We were hanging out for hours, chilling. It's a crazy movie, crazy cast, but she was very sweet, very nice woman, funny, you know. I mean, you hear different things in the media. I just can only tell you my experience with her. She was very nice to me. Because she didn't have to do that. She was just real. She came up to me. We just started talking. She introduced herself, you know, like everybody knows who Gwyneth is, but, you know, she was humble. So I digress. So let's talk a little bit about this Pisces moon. And then you guys tell me, we'll get to some of your questions. And I want to know about your Chiron placement. So if you have your chart, maybe share the degrees if you feel comfortable doing it or whatever. I'm not going to give you like a full free reading, but we'll talk about it a little bit because I want you to understand this is something that an area of life that you can help and heal others, that it's our own blind spot. Because sometimes the wound is, like I said, spiritual, emotional, physical. So sometimes it's in the subconscious. It's in the 12th house, Chiron. You know, sometimes you might not even remember it. Do you know what I mean? It's really that deep. So, okay, before we get to Pisces moon, what did they say, William? What did they say?
Danny Figueroa said, what's up, Eric?
What's up, D? Almost done with your chart, man. And I'm hoping to get the computer fixed tomorrow. My computer. Yo, even Apple didn't know. I had to go to like the upper echelons of Apple because the regular workers didn't know what to do. It was just because your boy be filming so much, doing work for my clients, and I wasn't deleting properly. But the problem is the iCloud is not like Dropbox. The iCloud is where you can move things from device to device, but it's not really a storage. And did you know that it really copies? So everything that I had in my iMovie library and the videos and everything that I do for everybody, it was making copies. So it was in the cloud, on the hard drive, and in iMovie's library. And so that's all taking up space. I had to buy an external drive, 4 terabytes. Yo, I've been having computer issues for like 9-10 days now. It's just messing up my flow. And Danny, you know, with a Virgo, man, I'm a workaholic. I can't handle not being able to bang out my charts for my clients and not get all my work done. So I'm still working on stuff, but then I got to now do, finish up the custom video summaries. But I'm about to change my whole site and change my services and different things. So it's going to be blue and cream like Wu-Tang. Yo, so Danny, too, you got to tell me, since you're the DJ, man, I got to slide you. You got to rock some of my joints. You got to rock some E-Complete, yo. Some Hip Hop Forever. First album is an underground classic. The rhymes I did back in the day, Danny, they're happening now in real life. You already know from the Patreon, but you know what I'm saying? So anyway, so Pisces Moon, speaking of hip hop, right? And music, Prince, Michael Jackson, Kanye West. I mean, those are powerhouses. Even Kim, and they got the divorce, right? And there's so many more, but think about that, right? Think about the moon in terms of it's really our soul, right? The ancient soul, the moon is your breath, your soul. It's not, you know what I mean? It's the mother, it's the caring, the nurturing, your mind, how it reacts, right? It's the bedroom in your house. It's like the engine in your car. The moon is, which is why in Vedic astrology, they will have like a moon chart. So like, let's say if your moon, my moon's in the third house. So instead of doing the Scorpio rising as the first house, right? And sometimes in Hellenistic, and I know in Vedic, they can do, like if they were trying to recreate your chart or figure out your time, you can do a lot of stuff. And a lot of people in Western astrology use this technique where you can use the moon as the ascendant. And they can still, so imagine, right, they're taking that third house Capricorn moon and putting it in the first house. And then looking at the chart from there. It's fascinating. The moon is so, because it's almost like it's deep. So, last time we were talking about the outer planets, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. So they're very karmic, they're generational, but the moon is almost like kind of giving you a little flavor of kind of like from whence you've cometh, from where you came, It's not like complete, like, okay, South Node, right? You got the South Node in Taurus. In your past life, you were like this interior designer. There was a chef and a banker and, that type of stuff, right? It's like a mixture. So there's so much to learn about the moon. And then when you have the Pisces moon, you can be very naive, very unrealistic of the boundaries of nurturing and caring for loved ones, the relationship with your mom. Your mom, when you have a Pisces moon, your mom could have died when you were younger. When you have a Pisces moon, your mom, in some ways, when you were born or early first, a couple years, first, second house, the toddler, Aries, the I am baby, Taurus, the second house, I am toddler, right? Your mom was emotionally unavailable. And she could have been the best mom and loved you, but she was going through her own, could have been postpartum, right? We don't talk about that stuff enough for women. God bless them. It's rough, but it could have been some sort of mental stuff going on. Could have been abuse, could have been a divorce. It's very much like that Scorpio marker, right? When I told you about the sun, moon, and hey, how y'all doing? For you new people, introduce yourself, say hello, what's up? Eric Taylor, Taylor 2 Coaching.
Someone new, Coach Michael, had a question. My Chiron and Pisces in the first house.
Ooh.
I'll be right back.
Okay. What's up, Coach Mike? Wow. Chiron and Pisces. First of all, you're a Pisces ascendant. God bless you. Demi Moore, Whitney Houston, Billie Eilish. I think they said Al Capone, Michael Jackson. You're magical, straight up and down, you're magical, but understand your seventh house, the other is the Virgo. And when you have the Pisces ascendant, you're not just a humanitarian, you're extremely spiritual, but you'll see the other people in business partnerships and relationships like you have to analyze perfect, correct, criticize, details, fix them. And that's not your job. That's not our job in love. I just put up a little something the other day, I think on Instagram, just talking about I've come to a place where I really I'm evolving as a human, right? And I'm realizing I can't change people, loved ones, friends, family. And it's not like you really want to change them, but like even for example, like how I'm a professional astrologer and I got friends and family who, they don't really want to hear about it. And that's fine. But it's hard when you love people and you just want to help them to get to their highest vibration, right? And enlighten them. So Coach Mike, you just you'd have to tell me the Chiron what degrees, but in general, man, you should hit me up at tailored2coach@gmail.com, get your birth chart done, especially for my prices go up July 1st, for the big chart. But I'm going to start doing live readings, 30 minutes, $55 an hour, like 100 or 105. I have to figure it out. I'll make a little video announcement for you guys, but that's all going to start probably July 1st. I might start the live readings, but I'm starting the hater chart too. You can see in your chart where people are jealous and hate on you. And that's going to be a mini chart, joining my mini chart, services for $35. It's quick, little write-up and videos and stuff, but it's something fun, but it's not funny. We have to protect our energy. And we shouldn't allow.
He said 17 degrees.
So something happened at 17 or at 8 years old that really affected your identity, your physical body. And it could have been something around spirituality, around your subconscious, dreams, creativity. Maybe you loved certain music or something and you had to stop playing music lessons. I mean, it could be so much. So it's either 8 or 17 years old. But when you're talking about the first house, a lot of times it will be even eyebrows up to your head. Maybe you got a big cut or a wound, maybe even something happened to your feet, your toes, maybe there was an accident, But Pisces ascendant, man, just remember, Coach Mike, you gotta just protect yourself because you're walking around like magic. But remember, what you see in others, they don't necessarily see that in themselves, and they can't live up to that. So don't put your ideals and visions on other people. And I'm not like criticizing you at all. It's just you're so spiritually open and in tune and psychic and empathic that you could look at me and be like, oh, Eric, you could be president, right? And I might not see that for myself. You know what I mean? And so just to give you an example, you can see things in people that they can't actually ever live up to. And that's what that Virgo 7th house is talking about for you, especially in partnership and relationships. So just be mindful of that, and don't put the perfectionism on others in business relationships or in a marital relationship. Just don't do that, okay? But yeah, if you want to get that chart, you can hit me up and we could talk about that Chiron on a way deeper level, Anybody else? What we got?
Yeah. Lady Mensa said, do you feel like Mercury retrograde hits you harder because you're Virgo?
No. Okay, so Pete, this, and I think I said this last time, but what's so fascinating, it can, but it's never really affected me because for all of you, if Mercury is in retrograde in your natal birth chart, which mine is, I think I have a couple other planets in retrograde, 3 or 4, I can't remember. And we all do, right? The outer planets are always in retrograde. So, but I was born with Mercury in retrograde. So actually when Mercury goes retrograde, it's like normal for me. So, but what it will do for the native, right? For the person, it makes you naturally introspective. But I think also can affect you with sleep. Because I'm always thinking, my brain's like a computer. I'm always analyzing. It's hard to go to bed at night. You know what I mean? So that's how Mercury in retrograde plays out for me. Now remember, Mercury is exalted in Aquarius. The true home is Virgo. And like in, Eastern, like Vedic astrology, they consider Virgo and Mercury like in its exaltation, not Aquarius. Okay. But in Western tropical, which I do a whole sign, Mercury in Aquarius is exalted, home in Virgo, and like the vacation home is Gemini. So I actually like it, and I don't mind being introspective. I think it's actually helped me. I can remember going through times of depression in my 20s and stuff, and I think the writing and being introspective saved my life and just saved me. That's why I always tell my clients, you got to write, and not the computer writing, the scribe, Sir William Scribe. Like it's important. Like there's something different. That's why when I tell you to keep a dream book, yes, you could use voice memo on your phone, you could use notes or whatever, but there's nothing better than keeping a pen and pad by your bed and just start writing. And then it trains the unconscious, the subconscious mind to start to remember the REM dream state. Your brain lights up much more when you're sleeping than when you're awake. And the different states like theta, beta, alpha, delta. This is why they don't tell you. That's why the government outlawed like acid and ecstasy in the 60s and stuff. It used to help people for epilepsy and different, brain issues. And the mind expansion would give people deeper levels of consciousness. That's why even when you guys watch YouTube, you see the guy from Mind Valley talking about ayahuasca and all this stuff, right? What happens is that you open up more than the 5%, and then your creativity, imagination. So let me tell you something. That's why I do the business birth chart. All these CEOs and these major companies and these people, you don't think they know the secrets of this ancient knowledge? They have astrologers to know when they should market and come out with this new lotion, this new toothpaste, this new car, this new whatever. And they launch it and they cast it from the birth chart, and they know when it's the best time to do it. Come on, y'all. There are no accidents. This ain't no game. Open up the third eye, the chakras, all that. That's why I tell people, be intentional about everything. Have a plan. Forget the flim-flam. Let me tell you who I am. You got to have this knowledge and wisdom. Astrology, numerology. I'm not into tarot. I know a lot of people that are, and I don't judge or criticize or whatever, but astrology, numerology, and human design, reading your auras and all that stuff. And this weekend, oh my God, I did my first sound bath ever. If you guys have never done it, get it done. It's a game changer. I am so zen and chill. Shout out to Tracy Zen. I hope she's watching. Amazing. I mean, this sound bath, I was like literally dancing on the ocean, walking through the sun. I was like laying back, astral traveling like crazy. It was amazing, So, all right, what's going on? What did lady say? Anything else? And any other new people? Who's this?
Would putting Moon in the first house be my daughter has Pisces in the 6th house?
Who said this?
Lady Mensa.
Putting the moon?
Would putting the moon in the first house be my daughter has Pisces moon in the 6th house?
I don't understand. Because, I'm not. Are you talking about if you did like the moon chart, like putting the moon in the ascendant? I'm not saying you have to do that if you know your time and all that stuff. I'm just saying, I'm giving you an example that those are other charts that you can cast to get a different angle, different perspective of your own life, your child's life, whatever. But I'm not too sure what you're really saying. Is that for the Libra ascendant? You're saying the Pisces moon in the 6th house? I'm a little confused. What's come on, pay attention.
Mm-hmm. She hasn't. Oh, she did say. I was just about to ask you about human design, but
Yeah, human design it's like a mixture. I'm always honest with you guys. I'm not a master of it. I know I'm a 1-3 generator. Totally breaks me down. Like scary. Like you feel like somebody's got a camera watching your life, like it's the Truman Show. Okay, Jim Carrey. But it's a mixture of astrology, numerology, I think Kabbalah, and then something with Chinese. Don't quote me. There's a website. I forgot the name. Just type it in Google, free human design chart or something. And then you put in your birth time and information, just like a birth chart, and then it will read it and then get the information and go look it up on YouTube. Blow your mind. Now you'd have to get a reading from like someone who does human design to understand what it means with the aura and the different sacral like chakras that are like kind of lit up and open for you, and then learn how to respond and react and different things. It's deep because there's generators, manifesting generators, projectors, generators, manifesting generators, manifestors, reactors, projectors, and there's a sixth one. And then there's profiles that are like, I'm a 1-3, so you could be 1 through 6, and then 1 through 6. So I'm a 1-3. This 1-3 generator climbing up the escalator with the lifesaver, lyrically the behavior, behave, the facts are deeper than the truth. Don't you understand? 1980 chip the tooth. Forget Reagan, the pagan, or Carl Sagan. I know the secrets of the maidmen.
She said, sorry, I meant my daughter has Pisces Moon in the 6th house.
Oh, okay. Wow, she could be Pisces Moon in the 6th house. She could be a really good nurse, a doula, a doctor, any type of healing, poet, dancer, super creative and imaginative and spiritual. And think about it, that's her health, her hygiene. So also watch your daughter's feet, toenails. And this is why I tell parents, get your birth chart done for the kids, because then you kind of want to help guide her. That's sort of like after college, her first job. So not saying you want to keep her at home, but you just want to drop those little nuggets on her to let her know, like, just be careful if your first apartment. Don't let people be coming to your home because she's not going to see them clearly. Her discernment, you understand? These young ladies, 23, 24, and they're, new city moving. They got a new job, their first apartment. This is how the date rape and all this stuff happens. She meets some fake dude. It's a freaking punk. And, they can get taken advantage of. This stuff happens all the time. Like, how they just, we just went through the Me Too movement and stuff. Man, I knew about all that stuff years ago, just from acting and all that, but also like with the colleges, like what we went through at Baylor University, Florida, this and that, these football, basketball teams, and, the date rape on college campuses. Oh my God, it was disgusting. And mom and dad don't spend thousands of dollars to send their daughters away to college to go through that stuff, the pain, the shame, all of it, and for their own sons to be doing these evil, sick things. It's terrible. But this is stuff in America that we don't talk about enough. I just saw this thing or heard this thing today in the car on not WBAI. I'm from New York, so I'm used to WBAI Pacifica Radio. You want NPR, you want publicly funded stuff. It's less contaminated, right? But they, we're talking about the Catholic Church, Methodist and Protestant too. They were killing and sexually abusing over 215 kids at this school in Canada. They were basically forcing the Native American kids in the 60s and early 70s, mainly in the 60s, to go to this like almost like boarding school where they were like treating them like less than human. And then 215 of them were boys and girls from the Catholic Church were being raped and killed and all. I mean, it's psychotic. It's, I hate to say this. I was like, I don't want to talk, but these are facts that happen. And so now what's happening, right? It's also like Black Wall Street, Greenwood, Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma, airplanes. You had white mobs burning, killing thousands of Black people and destroying Black businesses. 1921, it's 100 years. We're not taught this in school. So this is what is happening. What we had, the Capricorn, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, and Capricorn, it's bringing up and we're lifting the veils and the lies of our government structures. Get ready. That's the Capricorn's in retrograde, but at 27 degrees before we go to Pluto and Aquarius. Pluto and Capricorn, it's going to bring the Pluto return for America. Got to shake this sucker up. I don't like to curse. I try to keep PG-13 on my page, but all right. What is that?
You go up a little bit. Okay.
Who are the new people? We got a couple new ones. How
you
y'all doing?
With plants.
Align with plants. What's up? Here. We're gonna work that out soon, my sister. Yeah, Align with Plants is amazing because she talks about astrology with nature and the plants and the botanicals. Yeah. Support that sister. Check out her, subscribe to her YouTube page. And I'm gonna, have her, and I got so many dope guests lined up for you guys. I just got to figure out how to do it live on here or through the Zoom. I'm not Mr. Technical like that. But once I get it on and popping, it's going to be on and popping because I got a lineup of people because I like building with people, the exchange. I'm never selfish with knowledge and with generosity and giving. I always uplift people. And so does my sister Sahir. She's just a queen, And she got that Virgo rising and Pisces and some Aries energy. And yeah, so we're going to talk. Who else?
Oh, wait. Glam Diva.
Hey, Glam Diva.
Late to the chat.
That's all right. How you doing? We missed you the last couple of ones. Welcome back. You guys don't understand, man. I really appreciate rocking with you and stuff. Oh, make sure you check out I just put up, finally, I couldn't put up videos for so long and I'm still like behind with, Mercury retrograde has destroyed me. 9-10 days, computer just not whatever. But I had already finished it. So I was able to finally just edit barely my Moon in the 5th house video and put it up. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Watch that. I've been delayed with my Moon series. I got Uranus and Leo in the deck ready to go up, but the computer's just, But I'm hoping tomorrow, everything should be working and fixed. Oh, it's been torturous for me. But that's all right. I'm still standing. Right? I'm not going to do like a Cuba Gooding. I'm still standing. God. I don't think he's that great of an actor. I'm sorry. That whole scene with my boy Lawrence Fishburne and Ice Cube and what's the movie in California, Boys in the Hood. His fake crying and punching. That's not acting. Come on, get out of here with that. I'm a tough critic, not only because I'm a professional actor. I'm in the Screen Actors Guild. I've been in movies, television, stage, you know what I'm saying? So I take my craft, sketch comics, very seriously. And I don't care that he's won Academy Awards. He's fugazi. I keep it real. It's my opinion, but I give it up when somebody's nice. You know what I'm saying? His brother, great actor. Denzel, Gary Oldman, Hugh Jackman, John Voight, De Niro, Pacino. You know what I'm saying? I give you cats that are just, Sir Anthony Hopkins. I met him, worked on a movie with him and Chris Rock. Sir Anthony Hopkins, beast. Okay. What is that?
Not many more questions, but
comments.
Yeah.
Any other Chirons you guys want to share? And just understand, like, especially when you've got Chiron on the ascendant, like Coach Mike, it's powerful any house. But sometimes I've seen in charts when it's in the first house, you might not be always aware of the moon, 1st or 12th. Okay. And if it's in the second, it can be sometimes through the values and self-worth instilled from the father. In the 4th house, it can be ancestral wounds, roots, mom, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, And sometimes it's very deep, but I've seen so many charts. I had a client where, they were, realizing that they were not straight. They were coming out of the closet. And they had a child, and their Chiron was at like 26 degrees, and their life changed. You know what I mean? So, it can be, it's usually, when you look at the degrees, it's more often than not completely on point. And the reason why I say, with, like, if it's 26 or 24 or whatever, it could literally be 6 years old, 8 years old, or whatever, or the 26 or the 24, I've seen it play out all different ways. It's very powerful. But the thing is, right, this is why you keep the dream book. This is why you do, like in my coaching program, go to Taylor2coaching.com, and you do relationship coaching, and I do chronic illness coaching. But you have to work through, so many of us, we want to brush over and move past the childhood, but you can't. It's just like history. If you don't look back and address the wounds, that's why America, right? Like Harris once said, there'll never be justice on stolen land, right? If you don't make things right with the First Nation people, the Native Americans, and you don't make things right through the African slave trade and African Americans, you can't ever really have peace in this land. It's just not, it's not humanly possible. 40 Acres and a Mule, Spike Lee's company, reparations. We could try to say, oh, wasn't me. No, it doesn't matter. You can't have a 300 to 400 year head start and then be like, okay, everything's fine. We're equal now. It's a joke, right? I can't come to your house and be like, I discovered your house. Christopher Columbus discovered nothing. Nothing. We have to stop the lies because we know the truth. And if you don't know it, then wake the F up. You've only gotten one point of view of history, and it's his story from the European point of view. And I'm not saying it's not a great point of view, but there's a world point of view and world history and universal truths, right? Look at the people in Haiti and how that island is divided. Spain didn't destroy the land of the Dominican Republic, which is why they are wealthier. And the French overgrew and destroyed the land in Haiti. And then different nations, including France and America, put sanctions on them after the Haiti Revolution so that they could not barter and trade. And they were basically isolated with damaged land that made them impoverished, have no food, nothing. It's evil. It's sick. I mean, we got to call it what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what this is all about, you guys. Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn and Capricorn. Daniel Snyder. Oh, I'm never gonna change the name of the Washington Redskins. Yeah, you did, dummy. And now you don't even have a name. You call them the Washington football team because your clown butt wasn't ready to handle the reality of people waking up and getting more spiritually awakened. I don't like the term woke because that's been hijacked and it's corny, right? And people put their money with their wallet. And you had corporations put the pressure, and you changed it in a couple of weeks. You see how that works? Money is the power. I want my 40 acres on a mule. I'll be easy on the mule, and I'll take like 3 acres, just give me some peace of mind, you know what I'm saying? Because what do people want? People want a vacation, food, clothing, shelter, peace of mind, education. That's not much to ask for. That's your human right. All right. So any more with the moon or Pisces moon?
Danny said, how about Chiron in third? Wait, actually, first, Jessica, I'm ready to finish the rest of
Oh, yeah. Hit me up, Jess.
I have Saturn and Pisces in the 6th house. I'm curious to see how that affects my health.
Oh, yeah. Oof, gosh. Yeah, no, we'll definitely talk about that, in the reading and stuff, It's good to see you, Jess. And we're going to find you a better man. All right, we're going to rock with your Jupiter, your 7th house, your Juno. We're going to do this, okay? And, Saturn's tricky. Don't ever fear Saturn. Saturn just wants you to get disciplined about your health, your hygiene, your work schedule, right? Remember, think of the 6th house as like it's the house of Virgo. You have Pisces there. It's when you become an adult. If the 5th house is 13 to 21, the 6th house, you're an adult now. You have to set your alarm clock, have a work schedule, a routine, maybe deal with coworkers, maybe start your own business, have a boss. You have enemies at work, people talking smack, haters, right? Like the hater chart, all that stuff. You have sickness, illness. You have your mother's siblings, aunt and uncle, where you could see their health or how they could be a part of your daily routine. You're dealing with pets, type of pets you might have. The 6th house is very important. 4, 6, 8, and 12 tell a lot about our physical health, emotional health, spiritual health, relational health. Okay. That's, but Saturn is saying in general, put in the work, get disciplined, have structure, get organized, put things in order. So you're ready for the new world order. You know what I mean? Like get a plan, have a plan. Don't be a man, a woo man without a plan. And it's hard, right? Because it's a contradiction. Pisces, no boundaries, nebulous. Saturn, restrictions, boundaries, law and order, discipline, structure. So it takes a little longer. You get more in touch with your creativity, imagination, spirituality, and discipline. 30, 32. And it's not saying that you can't, I have to see, in the whole chart, right? You have to, everything tells a story, right? Because what if that Saturn is chilling with its friend's Venus, trining it, sextiling it. So that's what's so great about astrology. The planets get energy from its friend, like when they're talking to each other. Conjunctions are not always good. Oppositions and squares are not always bad. Trines are pretty much always good, which is why America, dollar bill, Cancer, July 4th, related 3rd, Scorpio, first Tuesday, November, election day, March 4th, inauguration, Pisces, the trine, the pyramid, the energy. So, and they changed it in 37. Who was that, FDR or Truman? You can Google it, but they changed it to January. They said it was because you needed time to get to DC for the inauguration. But the Freemasons knew better. It wasn't just for that. Do you really know who started this country? Who came here? Do you know that they were, rebelling from England? Didn't want that dogmatic religion, Protestant, you know what I'm saying? That's why I read the Declaration of Independence and stuff, Lord have mercy. It's not teaching nothing in school. It's a program and brainwashing machine. You understand? You do the work to learn. That's your job. The first floor of my coaching program is unlearn. Because 80% of what you've been fed is cacapupu stinky. No bueno. ¿Tú sabes? Okay. You must, aprender. Mucho gusto. Estudia. Estudia español 3 años en la Universidad de Maryland. Muy importante. Escucha. So what else is that?
Danny Figueroa said, how about Chiron in third house Pisces?
Oh yeah, working on that now for you. I'm actually working on your Mars and your Mercury. But yeah, no, Chiron is not in the third. As he said, third or fifth?
How about Chiron in third house Pisces?
Oh, you're not asking for you. Okay. I was about to say, because that's not your placement. Yeah, Chiron in the third and Pisces. So we're talking about the Capricorn ascendant. It's probably, and you'd have to tell me the degrees, but that's a wound about learning in school. Being told that that person was probably more of a picture and concept learner, a daydreamer, creative. Children are really geniuses between the ages 3 and 6. And if you notice, a lot of, I think, Finland, Sweden, Denmark, a lot of their kids don't start school to 7 because the school system and learning in a desk and by, being taught by a dictator, it takes away your gifts of creativity. Yes, school is important to learn the basics of reading, writing, and math, but a lot of the conditioning, programming, and brainwashing takes away your creativity, your natural genius, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So you have to balance with your kids. You need balance. You need some foundational stuff, but then you also have to supplement as a parent, And really, my kids are doing coding right now. You got to. It's 2021. Coding, automation, like you got to know what's up. It's so, when you have Chiron, there can be issues with mom, siblings. Could have been bullied by siblings, cousins, the neighbors. Depending on what generation this person is, social media. But a lot of it's probably around that element, because remember, the third house is really K through 5. So it's elementary school learning. Pisces is in the spiritual realm, talking to ghosts, Don't want to be at a school. Because you see, if schools were really for you, like really, the teacher might be in the center in a rotating, like spinning chair. In a cipher. That's how you learn in a cipher. Hip hop, you understand? Hip hop runs the world. It's the most important art form really ever created because it comes from, the regular. The boom bap, the orators, the ancient storytellers, the African drum, the beginning of civilization and man. That's why what started in the Bronx, Danny, is the most powerful thing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kool Herc and the islands. But that's what it is. Nothing has changed America more than hip hop. Obama would never have been president. Wasn't for hip hop. Don't ever sleep on the power of that. Look at television, media, and marketing. 70 to 80%. It's all urban Black influence. And I don't care if the people rapping on the TV screen are Asian, white, Latino, Black, whatever. It's all influenced by hip hop. The slang, the terminology. That's American culture. That was birthed from the Bronx. All right? Remember they used to talk bad in the late 80s, early 90s about Ebonics or whatever? Now everybody speaks slang, right? Even the most conservative white Republicans. Yo, I'm lit. You understand? So, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, just you got to peep the science on everything, And I love all people, all cultures, or races. You know what I'm saying? I'm just pointing out the facts of the influence, of the truth, of the power, of the drum, the vibration, the circle, the cipher, like your zodiac wheel. Because look at the third house. It's K through 5. It's your neighbors, it's cars, buses, trains, local community, but it's also social media. It's also the adult, right? Because it goes around. When it comes around the second time, it's the adult relationship with your mother. So it's not just elementary school. Now you're grown and out of the house. How do you deal with mom? And you can see things about your mother's, I think it's career in the 12th house. The 7th house, the skills of your first child. The first marriage, the 7th house. The second marriage, the 9th house. If you like Drew Barrymore, you can go all the way to the 4th or 5th marriage and the 11th and then first house. You know what I'm saying? So it's such a pool of knowledge, and you never stop learning. Any astrologer tells you, oh, I've mastered astrology and I know it all. Run away from them. They're lying. So I have a service that's so dope, and and I don't even say it's so dope because it's me or my service, but after we do the birth chart reading, if you want to get the birth chart, 150 in the custom video summary, and that's about to go up soon, right? But I do astrological life coaching. It's $225, and I meet with you on Zoom for an hour, every 65 minutes, 4 weeks. Each week, we just look and do a deep dive at 3 houses at a time. It'll blow your mind because I look at the numerology, we look at the human design, but we look at just 3 houses each week and really get deep into it. And I just finished with a client doing it, and it was life-changing. It was a game changer. I was blown away. She was blown away because it was just, the more you look at it and the more you see the chart as this living, breathing thing, it goes to other levels. I still look at my chart from time to time and I'm like, whoa, I didn't really peep that, So just don't take it lightly, because that's what I teach you, how to live with the flow and energy of your chart. And when you master, hey, you guys, welcome. Somebody new came on or somebody?
Yeah, there's quite a few questions.
Okay.
Glam Diva, I have Chiron 16 degree conjunct my Sun and Venus, Aries in my 6th house, but my Venus is in the 5th house, Not sure how that works.
Well, if the Chiron's conjunct the Sun, there was some wound either by the father to your ego, your identity, your personality. There's something, when Chiron is dancing right there with the Sun, that's very personal wound, and it could be the 6th house. It literally could be, the dad divorcing mom and leaving the family. There's a lot of things that could play out, What she say? 17 degrees. So that
Chiron 16 degrees.
16 degrees. So that could be 7 years old. Something happened, or at age 16. Maybe at 16 you had a health issue, or were bullied at school, had a hygiene issue. But I would think it could be more health, whether it was 16 or 7 years old. Could be around dad. Could be health. Daily routine. You know what I mean? Maybe your favorite dog died, a pet. You'd have to think back. But see, that's the exchange when we do the chart. You have to remember, and I have to kind of guide you through it. Because sometimes in life, we block so much. I've had a lot of clients where it takes a little bit of exchange and talking, and then like, oh yeah. Or they reach out to mom and find out, well, mom and dad got divorced and I was only 3. You know what I mean? So sometimes, like literally, and I'm not like playing with you guys, sometimes you really don't know or remember your own wound because we also block it. You know what I mean? It's our defense mechanism. I have family members, I look at the chart and they're not aware of their own wound. It's in their subconscious. They don't remember. So yeah, Chiron is deep. What's the other one? Who's this? Glam Diva, and then we got
Lady Menza. Oh, Jessica said, I have Chiron in the 12th house in Virgo.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah. Oh, we'll talk about that. I mean, I think sometimes just, when you have that Libra ascendant, it's very, you're okay, making sure I'm trying to, oh wow, okay, I'm gonna have to go soon. So, but sometimes, I could rock it like another 3 minutes. So if you got another question, put it down. But just the 12th house, sometimes you have to bring that out through a dream book and doing some real subconscious work, meditation, right? Because in private or in your mind and subconscious, and something that can replay in your head is wanting to be a perfectionist, maybe very critical, and maybe because of the Libra can be a little hesitant or indecisive, passive aggressive. And you got to watch that for your health. Drink a lot of water, Jessica, for your kidneys and lower back. That's what Libra rules. So sometimes there can be, physical stuff that happens to the kidneys and lower back from kind of not making up your mind or not having, so you got to tap into that Virgo energy. And Virgo's very like strong opinion, right? Virgo's like, they might be nitpicky, but they're like, no, I don't like that. Nope, and criticizing this and that. And you might do that in your subconscious, but not release it. Or you might just be like that in private and only share that with people that are really close and intimate. But the wound could be that you're not focused on details enough, that you're not speaking up and you're being too indecisive. And you know what I mean? So it can play out in multiple ways, especially in the 12th house. And Virgo, there could be, there could even be stuff going on with your digestion or a lot of anxiety. Okay. So just there's a lot, we'll have to figure it out, and we'll do that when we finish the chart reading. Okay. But the time has slipped away. I've had so much fun with you guys, and gotta get young soldier here ready for bed, and stuff, and school in the morning and all that good stuff. But his brothers are arguing. So that's every day in my house. Ooh, you got Leo twins with the sun in the 8th house. Do y'all pray for your boy? Can y'all pray for me? You know what I mean? Like I always give and give and give, but I hope you all, please wish me well and give me high vibrations back, please, and pray for your boy, okay? You know, I'm a father of 4 sons. It's not easy. But I love you guys. Like always, please, subscribe, check out my videos, comment for me down below, Soon I'm going to try to finish this moon series, get back to Pluto and Uranus and Neptune. It's not easy because I'm doing a lot of them in the future. It doesn't serve you to go back past 1914. We don't need to revisit past all that. I'm going to start, the ones that I haven't done yet are going to be more futuristic, like Pluto Aquarius, Pluto Pisces. I'm going to go up to Pluto Aries, maybe Taurus. I might go back to Gemini. Gemini is like, that's crazy. Like that's like 2080. But I'm up for the challenge. If YouTube's still around, maybe there'll be some people then, rocking, you know what I'm saying? I'm probably only here to 2070. So 2080, maybe he'll see some comments on my YouTube, about Pluto and Gemini if I do that. But, yeah. tailoredcoaching.com and email me directly, tailoredcoaching@gmail.com. I got the Patreon, the Cash App, all that stuff. The Cash App is the $T2UC, Tailored to You Coaching. Okay. So you can pay for services there. You could donate. I just appreciate you. I'm trying to get a little bit of camera, lighting kit, all the stuff, but yeah. Thank you. Any other last comments here? Say goodbye. Hope you guys.
Thank you for the knowledge, Glam Diva.
Yeah, of course. Bye, you guys. Who's that? This is
Jessica. Hey, I just PayPal you for the 75 for the
Oh, okay. Thank you, Jess. Yeah, I got a couple clients ahead of you, so I'll email you back and let you know when I can start working on it. Plus, hopefully, I get my computer fixed tomorrow. Okay. But I'm gonna say goodnight. Close it out. And God bless you guys. Be safe out there. Enjoy this energy, Peace.